show love, show love. Show love, show love, show love. Let them hate all they want, show love.
How are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing well. I'm doing
Doing well.
doing well. You know, last night it was rough. It was a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, across the world, the country. That
Hemispheres.
man, it was rough. It was rough. But today, when I went outside today, I seen a little baby deer was in my yard.
Baby deer.
Listen, I don't know why a baby deer, a fawn, showed up in my
Deer.
yard. Like there's no woods around here. How did a baby fawn show up in my yard? But all I know, it brought a smile to my face, and I had a little joy moment. It took my mind off of everything that's taking place right now, and so I counted that as a blessing. Um, you know,
Yeah, man. So showing the baby deer.
baby deer, like he just chilling. He's
Baby deer.
just sleeping in the yard, taking in the shade.
Yeah, man. Well, good stuff, man. So what are we talking about today?
Yeah, what am I interviewing you on today? Let's go.
So a lot of stuff has been happening. And I've been on the internet, as you may have, and a bunch of other people, and the reason why I wanted to call this don't rationalize my reality. I know that's a strong title, and the word rationalization or rationalize, people may have different definitions of it or ways that they use it in their lives. But some of the posts that I've been seeing around, the George Floyd situation and other topics that affect large portion of a contributing portion of our community, us being Black Americans, people try to rationalize away emotion and feeling. And I know me and you do a lot of work in these areas of, active racial reconciliation, diversity and inclusion, unconscious bias, and all the rest of that. And even to the sense of people having conversations with us about be careful about how you address. I'm like, why do I have to be careful?
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I've played well. I've always played well. And the reason why I play well is because I have a high value set. And that value set also pushes me to be assertive in the way that I communicate, and that respect is not a one-way street as a value for me. I am not about to only model what respectful engagement so you can understand how you receive me respectfully, but that is actually something I expect from you as well. And not just from the standpoint of respecting what I do, but respect my humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I think that's a good place to start, man. It's a good place to start.
Like respecting my humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. I know, right?
I mean, so again, so much is taking place, but this is, it's not nothing new for our experience, right? And a lot of people struggle with opening their eyes, opening their heart, because nothing that's happened to them in their entire lives. It hasn't happened to anybody around them. But it's when they, I want to say, forced into an experience that the light comes on. But what we're trying to do in our corporate settings and when we go out to do our trainings is trying to have the light come on before you're faced with anything. Like, we shouldn't even be having these conversations. But this is what's happening. I mean, what do you think as far as that says, it shows itself even in the corporate world, though?
Yeah, I think it goes to something that we, again, we have these topics all the time, right? Particularly around unconscious bias, right? And I think more than anything, where we find ourselves is early on in those conversations, making sure that people are they're in the right frame of mind when having this conversation. And some of the posts I've been seeing, they've been sympathetic, but they haven't been empathetic. And I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
My heart goes out to you. Like,
Yeah.
tell me how your heart's coming out to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I didn't die, but
Mm.
somebody that looked like me did again.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I say again.
Yeah.
Somebody who looked like me, right? And from a corporate social responsibility stance,
Yeah. Yeah.
organizations have these nice pages that you can click on about what they're doing for the environment. But last time I checked, I'm a human being in this environment.
Yeah.
And instead of having a post about how harmful plastics are to the environment, have a post on a part of your corporate social responsibility about what you're doing in the community to actively ensure that the diverse talent you're asking to come work for you will remain safe once they leave your building.
Yeah. You mean, hold on, once they leave the building or while they're in the building?
Once they leave the building, because everybody puts their best face on inside the building.
No.
They're only passively showing you their disdain.
Who they are.
But when faced with topics of humanity, and again, maybe I'm wrong. Somebody correct me out there in the Henderson stratospheres of research and development. Somebody find the article or piece of legislation that has written Black Americans back into humanity and not the property in which we were written into all of our constitutional documents. The ones that we hold these truths to be self-evident. Somebody find that document other than the Civil Rights Act of 1964 or different things. Somebody find me the piece of legislation that has written us back into humanity. Because I understand that you all need people like me. People that can eloquently describe for you the difference between sustainability and adaptability and flexibility and all of those different adjectives, verbs, nouns, whatever they are in the sentence that I say out loud. But I need you to care about me when I leave your building. I need you not to only have me in our orientation where you're giving me your book and you're laying out the do's and don'ts of this organization, but I need you to be concerned and to be empathetic, to seek to understand why, when you're in a parking lot at night, what in your brain triggers you to feel fearful when seeing me walking with my gal. Ain't nobody worried about you. But you clutch a little bit tighter. Yeah. And I'm unaware to that. But that's an unconscious reality that if we don't begin to have empathetic conversations where there's zero tolerance for that type of attitude towards me as a human being, then don't have a diversity and inclusion conversation. Yeah. Right. And so what are some of the things that your active racial reconciliation? Tell me again, man, what types of work that you're doing with people to have these conversations? Well, and not just have the conversations, but tell me about some of your actual clients that are actually doing something. Like, what are they doing?
I mean, it's funny enough that a couple of people have reached out to me since I made a post yesterday as it relates to what's going on. And, the post wasn't a long post at all. It was just a quote that basically said, people will Justice will not be served until those unaffected are as outraged as those who are. And I got a couple inboxes from people who are outraged about what has taken place. And they want to say, it's basically like, Coach, what do I need to do to get in the game? Coach, can I get in the game? I'm ready. I'm ready. And I'm saying, well, hold on now. Let's go through some things. And so, which again is the reason why I did my TEDx on active racial reconciliation, was to help people be able to have successful winning conversations when these things happen. And so, even within this post, some people have shared it, and I've seen some of the comments that were written on their comments. One person said, is this post saying that only white people need to be involved, or no, only white people are racist? And those are the posts that I can't respond to, because they're not ready for the conversation. And so we have to move from sympathy, oh, I'm sorry, to being empathetic. Can you at least shift your mind to what it is like from another person's point of view? Because if you cannot, how will you really help? And so I love when people come to me and say, hey, Kenston, hey, I really want to help. I really want to get in the game. And then let's give you some tools. And give you some practical tools. That's why I put the link out there. It gives you 75 tips on how to be an advocate.
75.
75.
Man, you got to reshare that.
Huh?
You got to reshare that, man. Reshare 75. That. Tag people in it.
It's been shared 149 times already.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna share that another 149 times, because one of the things that you said, and that one person's in response to you feeling like, don't try to switch it into a judging and victimizing type of language. Like, you're taking away from the intention of the conversation to where this is a humanity conversation. Like, we're human beings. And I love a post where Will Smith made a comment. He said, about racism not ever going anywhere. It's just now being recorded. Mm-hmm. It's just now being given to media outlets without being edited for the first times in history. And one of the things that really I want to be empathetic are this generation that we're asking to be a part of our workforces. That, think about this, man, from year 2000 to today, the 20-year-old who has only known chaos in their lifetime, and they've only ever known a reality where they have access to see a disenfranchisement. I made that word up, but you see a disproportionate amount of people who look like you being disparaged, being ravaged, being inhumanely treated, with nothing being done but people rationalizing. And it's not all shut up. Like, really, like, I want the feeling inside my head when I'm in a training and I begin to hear a person like that out loud begin to go there. I'm not going to allow you anymore to rationalize the inhumane and the dehumanizing of that level of violence towards anybody, right? You don't know. Black lives matter. Let me say it again. Black lives matter. Yeah, don't do the blue lives. Don't do the all lives. I'm a veteran. Matter. I'm a veteran United States military. So unless you fall in that category with me, I ain't even gonna begin to have that conversation with you. Unless you put it on the line voluntarily, I don't want to hear it. Oh, they're not all bad people. Guess what? But the ones that aren't all bad people, why they allowing the ones to dictate how people perceive them? We always say we train people how to treat us. And if the ones who are not the problem aren't calling out their peers who they know are the issue, they know are the issue, I'm telling you right now, the bad apples, when I was in the military, the bad apples got called out by their peers. Their peers wouldn't allow them to bring the organization down. And so for me, I want to see that on this side of life, where we actually are actively walking out our values. That's why I'm doing the work that I'm doing. That's why I'm going into organizational leadership as a doctoral program, as research and data collection, because I want to help organizations that don't necessarily know what to do take your 75 tips that you done shared and say, let's walk this thing out. Yeah. Begin to frame your organization in a desirable way. You want to know how you become employer of choice? Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Get from behind your mahogany desk and actually show people, model for people your non-tolerance for people that are in violation of, not just inside your walls. Again, it's the church conversation, right?
Yeah.
We open back up churches, our places of worship. Well, your place of worship should not have stopped. It should have actually gotten better because you were in your home doing it, where you should have been doing it the entire time. If you're a head of household, you should already been the priest of your home. Oops.
Stepping on toes.
My bad. You should already been a priest of your home. And when your family goes to church, the only thing that's being given to them is a reinforcement of things that you have been doing all week before they ever even got to Sunday service.
What? And see, that's for the mature audience.
My bad.
For the mature audience.
I didn't mean to go there.
The growing audience, that the people who truly believe in growth and development. And not just staying stagnant. They're not waiting till Sunday to get another feeding.
Man.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So
I got a question though. I got a question. So why? So even in the park incident that took place, where a woman called the police, I noticed somebody had posted something about it, and they was outraged and you know what happened, and someone had the nerve to respond and to say, well, you know, they were both in the wrong, and they were trying to defend the situation. They were trying to make it go a different direction than it went, and that really upset me. But
what upset you?
It upset me that someone would to try to defend the woman, one, and then try to deflect the whole incident that took place.
Yeah.
And so it took everybody it took the people who were looking at the post on a rabbit trail, because the way they were commenting.
Yeah.
It wasn't even about that.
It's all a distraction.
It was a distraction.
It was a distraction because here you had another brother, that could be any one of us, that was minding his law-abiding business, bird watching or whatever he was doing in the park, and he asked the person to put a leash on their dog, because again, in Central Park you need to have a leash on your dog, and this person refused. And not only did she approach him in an effort to violate him, she then proceeded to make false claims against him. And again, I go back to that Will Smith comment. Racism hasn't gone anywhere. It's just being recorded. And in that instance, there's an old story about a young man named Emmett Till. And similar situation. Somebody had the ability to disparage him, say they were violated, and all these other things. And this young man was lynched. And here we have it again. The understanding of your privilege and you trying to weaponize it.
Yep.
She tried to weaponize her privilege and the understanding of, when I cry wolf, there is outrage. And again, crazy enough, we got a whole Netflix thing on Central Park 5.
Central Park 5.
And it back in Central Park. And the same type of, but at this time, it's recorded.
Yeah.
And shout out to her company for swiftly
reviewing
this situation and firing her. Shout out to them.
And so people who
That's
are
who I want to
watching,
work with. People like them.
yeah. So people who don't understand like that whole situation, this is the reality of that situation. If that woman who is a VP status leader, if she had a relationship with whoever police person was on the phone, that incident could have been way different. That's what we're saying. The incident could have been way different if that person on the other line knew her and believed her.
Yep.
We will be talking about 2 murders. I almost guarantee we will be talking about 2 different murders. But here's the thing. This stems from way long ago where people crying wolf and authorities or other people listening to that person and acting on it.
Yeah.
And so that's what's so upsetting to so many people, because again, if you've never had that done to you before, if you never had the clutch purse situation. I remember walking past some people, some white people, and the woman clutched her purse. I remember walking into a store. Yeah, this is me, Kenston, walking into a store, and people, the salespeople looking at me, following me around the store. Yeah, that's me. You're like, how?
Yeah.
No, Kenston, no, Kenston. Yeah, you know me.
TEDx
But this is our reality. It couldn't have happened to Kenston.
Yeah, and that's like, yeah, and that's like that man, right? I mean, I love people's posts trying to, you know, and I know why they're trying to do it. They're trying to make him human, and they're trying to make him like, out of all the people you want to call the cops, you get cops on the watching Harvard at Central Park, you know, dressed in the, you know, Pagonia button-down shirt, and like, nah, like, but that ain't all of us. We not always extremely educated and all the rest of it. It don't matter. Like, regardless of what our lifestyle is, regardless of where we are, like, you want to be treated every single day you walk out your house. You want to be treated like you matter. You want to be treated like you're a part of this human race. Like, nobody wakes up today and says, man, I'm gonna walk out these doors and I'm gonna try and be treated the best person possible. Like, nobody wakes up and looks themselves in the mirror and said, I'm going to make sure everybody I encounter treats me less than I deserve. I want to make sure everybody sees me as less than. I'm going to make it my business that everybody sees me as less than. Nobody does that. But these acts like speak to a bigger systemic issue that, regardless of, we can't wait till November for this, y'all. Yeah. Like, it has to happen in our communities every single day. Like, we gotta, those people who are at you asking, what can I do? Get in the game. Like go to your organizations and really confront them on what their diversity and inclusion strategy actually looks like. Yeah. Challenge them. And then my thing is, let's stop having these diversity and inclusion conversations if they're not going to be held outside, and we actually bring in community organizations from around our community if we really are serious about serving them properly. And don't just have this of once a quarter, twice a quarter as an event-based program, but actually have something in position to where you actually have some business measurements against these things, right? Because that's when it really, when the dollars and cents start adding up and there's actually some business implications, that's when people start caring. Let's be real about it. When it starts making dollars and cents, everybody care. Everybody all in on it. Yeah. And so how do we make it an equitable thing? Because until we make it, until we could get it to a humane thing, the money gotta be affected. Mm-hmm. That's really what I believe. Like, it has to be an equity thing, right? That's why it's DEI now, because everybody know we can have. All I gotta do is create a business resource group and say I have a D&I program. Just give it to the business resource groups. They'll make sure we got events on the calendar. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. But it's not until you put some money on it, put some money on the table. right? For us to actually have a real conversation, because then you're going to be asking for quantitative outcomes. What are we doing? Because I know we invested some money in this. What are we seeing? What are we doing differently as a result of the money we invested? What are we doing? So, brother, man, we can talk about this all day, man.
Listen,
we can talk about this all.
It'll be a 2-hour series, and every day. But I think I might do one of those 75 a day. Still contemplating on that. I just want to go live and just
do it.
But I need some partners. I need some people.
Yeah.
I need some people that don't look like me too. I need some people that don't look like me to one a day. See if we can put that as a challenge.
Just do it.
To people.
Just do it. Put it back out there. And let's do this, man. Don't make a post about it. Make a 1 to 2 minute video about it. And then once the 75, do one a day for 75 days. And then once it's over, we compile it, or we bring them people back up as a panel. And we have longer conversations on it. So do kind of 75 days of these conversations, do video posts, all the rest of this stuff, man. So send that back out. And let's begin making 1 or 2 minute videos about it, man. And let's blitz this thing. Let's just blitz this thing. And again, like you said, if you're somebody out there and you want to have empathetic discussions and conversations, and we want you to be heard, we want you to be seen, being an advocate for this. We need advocates. We don't need sympathetic people. We need people. Advocates carry and bear arms as it pertains to moving things forward, right? And there ain't talking about bearing arms, going grabbing a weapon, maybe. But it's another conversation for another day. But anyway, I'm just saying, use your voice. Use your voice as your arms, as your ammunition. Use your voice. Don't be silent on this, because again, as much as you want us in your organizations, I have to know you care about me as a person, as I'm riding down the road on my way home, when I leave your four walls of your organization, your business. When I know you care about me that much, to where you care about my well-being, I'm telling you right now, you get better performance, you get more engaged people, and you get the best of them every single day when they know you care. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say. The way I got the best out of my soldiers is because I tried to relate to them how much I cared for them. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, but guess what? I was going to show up that way every single day. Every single day. And so, man, let's have a conversation. Let's shoot it back out, man. Kenston, I appreciate you, bro. Always being ready to have some verbal banter and go back and forth, man. And like you said, we're gonna keep the conversation rolling, and make sure, as you all are seeing posts of minorities, of Black Americans, understand we want to be seen, we want to be heard, and we want to know you care. So if you have somebody in your network, and reach out to them, connect, let them know you care. Let them know you hear them, you see them, and you are in the game with them. This game called life. Make sure they know that you're playing the game with them, not for them. We don't need nobody playing the game for us. You can't play our game. But we need to know that you're there with us. We need to know we have advocates, because that builds our confidence, that builds our self-esteem, that builds our resolve, as we have to live this life every single day. We got to live this life. So appreciate y'all. Peace, love, and hair grease. And we'll be back with another topic. 1 a day for 75 days. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.